What is up, people?
What's up, DFK
Good
fam?
evening. Good evening. Um, Thanks for everybody who's joining us. We wanted to go over a few summoning things tonight. Baby Punch and I just got back from DFK. I wish it was DFK Day.
That would've
ETH
been
Denver.
sweet.
We unfortunately missed DFK Day, but it was still really cool to go there. We met up with Drake, Flu, Tosh, and a few other people. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a ton of fun.
All right. Did
You know what? You know what caught me off guard? When we met Flu, that man is so well connected. He is like a wizard with his connections.
Yeah, Flu's a boss.
It's a
You know, he might rub some people the wrong way, but he is a boss. He's very well connected in Harmony and in just in general. So that was really cool to meet him. Let me pull up the chat here. All right. Are your heroes loaded? Are you able to?
I'm
We're
working
gonna
on
we're
it
gonna
here.
summon with our Gen Zeros. Excuse me. Mine won't be ready until the very end of the stream.
Yeah, they'll
35
probably
minutes.
happen at the
So
end of the stream, but
we'll just cap the stream off with that. So one thing we did want to go over is, we have the Perilous journey coming up. We don't know much about it, but we do know that if you send heroes, they have a chance to get burned. We won't like rehash everything because we went over this last week, but there is a percentage chance that the hero gets burned, and whether it survives or dies this quote perilous journey, they have a chance to earn rewards. In either case, whether they survive or die, they will be entered into Gen Zero raffles. There will be a total of 50, 25 for survivors and 25 for heroes who are burned. So one thing Baby Punch and I were thinking about while we were driving to ETH Denver was, hey, like, is there a scenario in which we just mass farm some Gen 1s, because those are the cheapest to summon with, and then we sell the higher rarity ones and then just keep the lower rarity ones, which hopefully after selling the higher rarity ones gives us a lower average cost basis over all the heroes, and then we just have like an army of heroes to send and essentially be Gen Zero raffle tickets, not on top of whatever other rewards they're going to announce. So we were messing around. Do you have yours, Baby Punch, or do you want me to start with mine?
Go ahead, start with yours. I'm working on Sharpie real quick.
Yeah. So I usually don't track this stuff. I like it's a pain in the butt, but I really wanted to try it this time. So I had here. I'll skip those numbers for a second. So what I have is I keep getting these archers and thieves that I get from my DR1 combo. If you've watched this stream before, you've seen me summon with them. And the problem is I'll get like archers and I'll get thieves and a bunch of both, but I can never summon them together because they have common parents. And so what I've been doing is I just like sell those around floor price. These, so right here, so this one was owned. This one was owned. For anybody who's also listening on like we post these on Spotify as well and don't have access to the video, what I'm showing here is a spreadsheet, and I listed every single parent. So I have 8 total Gen 1s. They all started with 10 out of 10 summons. 8 parents. I listed all of them, like the screenshot of the front of their card, and then underneath each pair, I listed the summons for the first 5 summons for each of them. So I'm just kind of walking through here. We've got 8 parents. 4 of them I already owned. They were just the results of my Gen Zero summons, and I decided to hold them instead of just sell them at the floor. And then I went and bought 4 floor heroes. And when I say floor, it was like, so this I'm showing here, Uncommon Archer, The floor I think was like 85, so I just paid 3 more jewel to get the uncommon. Same with this one. So I wasn't spending 10 more jewel to get uncommon, but if it was only like 2 to 3 more jewel, I threw down and got the uncommon. So what we're thinking is like, okay, we've never really like done this in like mass. Like, can we make this one profitable, or two at least profitable enough where we have a low enough cost basis in these heroes that maybe we're less hesitant to send them, assuming that they'll be burned. So here's kind of what we ended up with. I bought 4 other Gen 0 hero, or sorry, Gen 1s, and they were all about 90. So you see here, 88 for this archer, 90 for this thief, 90 for this warrior, and 90 for this knight. I summoned with them every 8 hours. Sorry, every so the first summon you could do after, just right when I bought them. And then after the first summon, it takes 8 hours. Then I did this was the results of my first summon. So this was pretty awesome. I got a rare thief miner with strength and endurance. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That's lucky. Okay, so that obviously you have to like take that into account with these results. Is that was a huge recessive. Like neither of these heroes had a mining gene or mining dominant gene. So anyways, a rare thief, then I got an uncommon thief, an uncommon knight, and a common paladin. So common paladin was huge. I won't go to this 5th column yet because that was, I then took a paladin and a dark knight from all of these summons and started summoning with them as well. So round 1, I paid a total of, what is this, 128 jewel, and I sold 1 hero for 140. So after round 1, I walked away. The 140 covered the cost of all of that round, and I had 12 extra jewel, and I kept 3 of the 4 heroes. Round 2, I spent 36 on each one. I got a rare paladin as one of my rolls. Another huge roll.
It's money.
So, and I also got his Dark Knight. That Dark Knight I could have sold at the 5 out of 5. I could have sold at floor and made a look way over the 36 jewel that I paid for it. I decided to keep that one and try for some elite summons, and I'll show you that in the 5th column here in a little bit. So let's see. I take, let's go right here. 144 jewel for the round 2 summons, and I sold 1 hero for 190 and ended up with 46 extra. So I'm like super stoked at this point. And again, I think this is pretty lucky. So then we go into round 3. I pay a total of 160 because it goes up every time you summon. The cost goes up 2 jewel per hero. So when I'm summoning with 8 different heroes, going up by 2 jewel each time. That's why the cost goes up 16 each round. So round 3, I summon for 160. I get 3 common basics, but I do get 1 rare knight, and that one I sold for 80. So that rare knight cost me 40. I sold it for 80. So that covered half of the summoning costs. So I was not positive on that one. Then we go to round 4. This one was 3 common basics. And let me pull up the chat here so I'm not missing anything.
Rare Dark Knight Gardener.
Okay. Yeah, so 4 summons. So this is round 4. It costs me 176 to summon these 4 heroes. And I got 3 common basics, but one of them was a rare Dark Knight, 5 out of 5. So keep in mind, I stopped summoning with the Gen 1s after 5 summons because that means if I ever hit an advanced class, it was going to have the maximum 5 out of 5 summons. And a 5 out of 5 advanced class has way more value than like a 3 out of 3, 2 out of 2, 1 out of 1. It loses a lot of value as you use some of those summons. So 3 common basics, the 1 rare Dark Knight. I sold the rare Dark Knight for 150. So it cost me 44 jewel, sold it for 150. That covered the majority of my summoning costs for that round. Then round 4, we move on. I get of the 4, I got 1 uncommon Dark Knight. This roll was crazy. This last round. So an uncommon 5 out of 5 Dark Knight, a rare thief, a rare archer, and a common wizard. So I got 2 rares and uncommon. And the uncommon was an advanced class, and then a common wizard. This round cost me 192, and I sold heroes worth. I sold the uncommon and the 2 rares for. Let's just do the math here. For 239. So I covered all my costs there. So long story short, I was able to hit enough advanced class and higher rarities that I was able to sell for a lot more than my summon costs in most cases. And then whatever I kept, I had a very low cost basis in those heroes. Let me just real quick go to my 5th column, and then I'll let Babypunch show his results. So the 5th column was I took one of my common Dark Knights and one of my common Paladins that I made from those prior 20 summons, and I used those to summon together, and I did it 3 times. The first time I got an uncommon Dark Knight, 4 out of 4 summons, because remember they started with 5. Then the next one, I sold that one for 70. So it cost me 52 jewel, sold it for 70. 52 jewel, it goes up a lot higher because these were Gen 2s that I was summoning with. A Gen 2 starting cost is 26 jewel, whereas a Gen 1 starting cost is 16 jewel. So summoned the uncommon Dark Knight for 52, sold it for 70. The next one, another Dark Knight, this time it was rare, cost me 56, sold it for 120. Then lastly, I tried again this morning and I summoned a poopy common basic wizard. Cost me 60 and I just dumped it below floor price for 35. So all in, I end up keeping. So I bought 4 heroes. So I bought 4 heroes to summon with. I summoned, let's see, 20. I summoned like 22. What was it? Yeah, 22. These numbers don't account for that last common wizard I summoned later, but essentially 22, so 26 total heroes between the 4 that I bought that I needed to summon with and the 22 that I summoned. I spent a total of 1464. These are a little bit updated because I did that extra summon, but anyways, I end up with a much lower cost basis. And sorry guys, this spreadsheet is a little bit off. I need to update some of these numbers, but I end up keeping 19 of the heroes, and they have a lot of these. Some of these are still uncommons, and I'm keeping them at much lower than the current floor price. That 35 jewel right there is not accurate. So sorry about that. Anyways, so I just thought it was really cool. You know, I had never really tracked it all and been like, hey, is this profitable? Can you actually make money off this? Can you make sense? And like the reality is, I could go and sell those other 19 heroes at floor costs and definitely be profitable. So, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. So, I want you to first pin Mike 88's message there, just so we can talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, let me pull it up. You want to talk about it now or?
Nope. In a minute. Okay, mine looks a little bit less sexy than Samichpunch, but here is some of my results. I actually had some stellar rolls. I got really lucky. This isn't going to happen every time, but it will happen sometimes. And you don't even need to have super good rolls to still be profitable, in my opinion. Now, can you summon with Gen 1s and all the way down to 5, sell everything, and come out negative? There's definitely a chance of that happening. If you don't hit any advanced classes, then yeah, it's gonna be a bad time. But here, so I'll walk through. I did only 2 pair, so I paired a common thief and a uncommon archer, and I paired a common warrior and a common knight. The only hero, let's see, so I had 2 of these heroes. I had this common warrior. As you can see here, my summon slash purchase cost was 60. So that was a hero that I just summoned on my own. Numbers will be a little bit different if you purchase all 4 heroes, but not by that much. So this thief right here, I bought for 90 jewel. This archer, I already had 60 jewel. So I mean, there's a 30 jewel difference here. That's not gonna. It'll tap into some of the profits, but if you purchase right and you're watching the Tavern, you can get Gen 1s really close. I mean, we've been watching, you can get them below 80, around 75. I even saw one today that went below 70 Joule. So if you watch the Tavern, you can find them. All right, so with my first pair here, maybe I should zoom here. Work. Let's kind of make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so my first pair.
That didn't change anything, by the way, on the stream.
It didn't.
No. So up in the top left, under the view, like the file edit view, there's that 100%. You can, or that.
Oh,
right there. That works too.
125. Okay. Let's go. Sorry, guys. I want to show this a little bit better. Okay, we'll do that. So, okay, so I purchased the thief, had the archer. So here's my parents. You can see my summoning costs or my purchase cost. And note that because I summoned these down to 5, these were the floor prices. So I sell them at 39 Joule, sold them at price. Obviously, I'm going to be negative on those. I already knew that. I planned for that. But let's go through some of my summons. So my first summon with these guys, I summoned a common thief forger. Summon cost 32 Joule. Is 9 out of 9. So I sell that thing for 75 Joule. You can see I've got a profit there, 43 Joule. Second summon, a warrior miner. Now note, neither of these heroes were miners. So that's just luck of the draw. You can see here that my highest profession was forging. I had a 14% chance to get a Dark Knight. So luckily, warrior miners right now are selling for, honestly, any miner is selling for a good premium. So that was lucky. Someone cost 36, sold it for 85, profit 49, and that was my 8 of 8. Third summon, a rare Dark Knight Forger. Bingo. Summon cost 38, sell that thing for 175, profit 137 Joule on that one. Summon 4 was just Thief Gardener, lost 4 Joule on that one. The last one, a Dark Knight Miner. This thing, common, sold that thing for 192 Joule. Profit 144 Joule. So, caveat here, I got really lucky. First of all, I hit 2 advanced classes on 5 summons. I had a 14% chance. So with this pair, that is 40%? Like, that's really high. You should probably expect maybe one advanced class. Advanced classes are selling really good. And if this guy hadn't been a miner, it definitely would have been less. But because of that, I sold for a pretty good profit. Here, right, you can see my total profit on this pairing is 297 Joule. And that is after taking into consideration all my summoning costs, my purchasing costs, profit of 297 Joule. Tell me that is not money in the bank right there. That is a lot.
So that was just on the one pair.
That is on one pair. I got really lucky, but at the same time, you can get lucky. Or honestly, I don't even think you need to get super lucky. If you have one good advanced summon, you're in the money right there.
So there's a few questions from the chat here. So one of them said, let's see here. I'll just pin these. We'll come back to Mike's question on the Perilous journey.
Yeah.
But somebody here said, Bondosu, don't you need to add like 320 to cost for your Gen 1? So that's probably more reference to mine. So I didn't factor in the cost of my Gen 1s that I owned like before that I was just gonna sell off. So yes, if you're trying to like take a holistic view of like what would somebody who has no heroes, what would their situation be like? Yes. My analysis was more of just like, okay, what am I gonna do with these? I summon these every 3 days, and so it was just more like, what it was the return on any extra jewel that I'm gonna spend. So I agree with you on that. Baby Punch did though put in the summoning cost of his, so his is pretty accurate. You know, his has the summoning cost of those Gen ones, and like he said, it's only a matter of 20 30 jewel difference because he's paying 60 if he has both heroes, or if he doesn't own both of them, 75 with the rental.
70 to 80 jewels. So yeah, you're paying a little bit more, but you can still buy these on at the floor. And there was a chat. Oh, did you guys have pure classes or dominant R1? I did not. I don't think either of us did. If you can find those, then you're sitting really good. You've got a higher chance of these advanced class. But honestly, what we were kind of going for is give us the floor hero so that we can just try to recoup as much of our money back and make a profit. So that's what we went with. If we could line up a decent profession, for example, let's see, this knight right here that I purchased for 89 jewel. And the reason I went after him was because he had gardening. And if I summon a paladin, gardening is really, really good for paladins. So they're awesome gardeners. And so it's just a little bit incentive if it'll sell a little bit easier as opposed to a paladin with fishing or forging that's at the bottom of the barrel. So if you can line up a profession, all the more power to you. Sometimes you'll get a lucky minor roll, and then you're sitting really healthy. Sorry.
Hey, what do you think of this? So someone says, do you think uncommon played a factor in summoning the two advanced classes or pure RNG? So, I mean, the rarity has zero impact on whether you hit the advanced class. It does have an impact on whether you summon a higher rarity. So in terms of like hitting the advanced class, that is strictly based on the primary class of the two parents, and then there's some genetics that go into it. And if this is like, what the heck are you guys talking about, you really 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 need to go and read Mr. Zipper's articles on genetics. I kind of see there's a lot of different things you can do, and I'm gonna get like flack on this on Twitter or something. I know people are like, this game is nothing, like you're just clicking start quest, complete quest. But I mean, there's a lot of different things. You can do liquidity, you can just quest your heroes, you can buy floor heroes and go and quest them, you can try to make a PvP hero off of speculation. Like, another completely viable strategy for some people is just do these summon farms. Yes, you do have to have money to do this. Like, you can't come in with $500 and start like a summoning farm. But I think you could get 8 floor Gen 1s for, 80 jewel each. I mean, yeah, I know I'm like probably talking to people like, oh my gosh, 720 jewel. Yes, that is a lot of money. But, if somebody who's
Maybe you
done
just
really
start out with
well,
2.
yeah,
Just buy
you could
2.
just do
Start
2.
there.
I think the more that you get, you help to like level out the variance of like maybe a really bad 5 summons on one, and if you have 4 pairs, you have a higher chance to like level that out and be closer to the averages. But
So
summoning's a lot of fun. And then,
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say right now, you could buy 2 floors around 80 jewel. That's roughly $880. So less than $1,000, you can get 2 Gen 1s, and not even with like much luck. I feel like it's pretty high odds, and we're gonna continue this and hopefully come out with a better pool to decipher how profitable this strategy is. But yeah, 880, less than $1,000, you can get 2 Gen 2s, 2 Gen 1s, sorry, and run this strategy. So, and this isn't like we're groundbreaking. People have been doing this. We just haven't really put it to the
Charted it out.
test and charted it out to see what the profitability is. So yeah, this isn't like anything new. People have been doing this for a long time. We just decided to kind of put some numbers to it and see all right, anyone who doesn't have a Gen 0, what if they just go and buy 2 Gen 1s? What is the likely outcome? Is that profitable to summon those guys down to 5, sell everything at floor price, and see if they can make money that way? Okay, so real quick, I'll make this second pairing real quick. A warrior and a knight. So a couple big ones that I hit 2 advanced, just like in my first one. I hit 2 paladins, both of them gardeners, both of them uncommon. All the rest were common warrior, common knight. However, do note, knight miner, again, that was a lucky roll. So
yeah,
everything
I gotta say, man, these are this was between your two parents. These are some really lucky rolls.
Yeah, super lucky.
You hit essentially a 40% advanced class ratio.
Yeah,
should have been closer to 14%. So
yeah,
that's something to keep in
super
mind.
lucky.
So Wanderer says, "That's it. I'm selling my car." I definitely would not do that.
No. But say, I made half this profit. You're still making money. And like I said, this is 2 pairings. Do not make any game life decisions based on these 2 pairings or Samichpunch's 4 pairings. So we need a bigger pool here to decipher. We need to have the summons where everything's just floor garbage and see what our loss is at that point.
This is like the degen gambler,
Yeah.
like, if you have if that is like an addiction for you and you have a hard time, like, this is dangerous because it's a lot of fun because you're like, am I gonna pull that mythic? Am I gonna pull the advanced class? And when you do, it's just like boom, it's like hitting the roulette table, and it's a ton of fun. If you
That's
don't
another
hit
thing.
it feels real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
We didn't hit any like big rarities. I know you had a couple rares, which is really good, but most of mine were commons. Here, the best I got was uncommon. So, that being said, I walked away with 194 jewel profit after accounting for all my summoning costs, my parent costs. Say I had bought this warrior and I didn't own it, say it was 90 jewel. Take off 30 jewel, I'm still sitting at 164 profit jewel from these pairings. And that's if I didn't have any Gen 0s. I just went and purchased 2 floor Gen 1 10 out of 10s. So, yeah, it was really good, really profitable. Also, I do want to note, so I've got a couple other pairings that I'm going to start here. So here's another one, just another pointer actually. So this priest right here, I did not own. I purchased this guy, and how I purchased him. If you guys are familiar with Adventures of DeFi Kingdoms,
This is Raph and
Raph and
Neindorf.
Neindorf.
They also have a podcast.
They have a podcast on Spotify. Check them out. They also have a website. You can you can come to their hero data, punch in heroes. You can see summoning odds for advanced class. You can come to their tavern alerts. And this is how I purchased that priest. So you can come and set up alerts for the tavern. And when a Gen 1, whatever parameters you set, I set a parameter for a Gen 1, 10 out of 10. I was looking for a priest. Oh, where'd he go? A priest gardener. Okay, wow, I just deleted it. Anyways, a priest gardener. I got the alert in my email, jumped in the tavern, bought him right away. It was for 79 jewel. So these are tools that are out here that can help you. If you're go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and this is a tool. It is a very cool tool, and I think it's like really cheap. Like, this is not expensive. Yeah. So, like DF. Yeah, never mind. I won't even say. So, I would 100%, like, if you're like wanting to get into the summoning game and you're like, I need to find, the right, or like set up an alert. Even if it's not summoning, if you're trying to find like a good combat hero, like a low mythic price hero, like, go check it out. Pay for it for a month and see if you like it.
Yeah. It'll definitely pay for itself. So you can get alerts. Website is, we'll put it in the show notes
Yeah, I
so
can
you
pull
guys
it up.
can find it.
I'll
But
put it in the
it's, you can
chat right
see it
now
right
too.
here. Yeah, dfk-adventures-hero.kuapp.com. So use that. Honestly, if you're just scouring the tavern, look for what the hero you're looking for. Look for floor prices. Like I said, don't pay for a big premium on a warrior miner. It's gonna cost too much. Take the odds of, just assume everything is gonna sell at the floor. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing I was gonna say on the warrior miners is like I've done that. I've gone down that path where it's like I just was like specifically going for warriors and miners, and warrior knight miners sell for a lot. Like they always sell for a lot, but you're still always gonna get hit by like variance and recessive genes, and you're gonna get guys that are not warriors and knights. You're gonna get guys that don't end up with mining, and when you paid such a high price for a Gen 1 10 out of 10 warrior or knight miner and you don't hit a warrior or knight miner, it feels bad. So our strategy on this one was just like, let's just go like lowest cost basis entry point and see where it pans out.
Yep, you'll get lucky with some. Some will pan out exactly how they should. Warrior forgers, um, you know, sometimes you'll get paladins, advanced classes. So, anyways, I think you could probably hope and expect maybe one advanced class. I know that's 20%, but you're pretty close to that. If you don't get any, I would say that's really unlucky. But
Even like rarities, like it
yeah.
doesn't even like advanced classes are I think the easiest way to additional value, but the rarity as well.
Hmm.
What do you think of this? So George Herbert says, so now you are looking at a strategy that aligns on profession or class. So were you trying to align professions here?
No, not necessarily. So the only time I did, if you can, I would do it, but I would not pay a premium for it. So I was looking for a knight. Obviously, I didn't want a fisher or a forger because if I hit the paladin, he's just not good in those professions. They're good in mining, they're good in gardening. So I think you can find warrior gardener, knight gardener. I think you can find those pretty easy. Mining is just too expensive. Same with thief and archers. Dark knights, they're great forgers. So I was hunting for forgers if I could choose. It would be forger or gardener. So those are just the two professions, but honestly, it wasn't solely based on profession. So it
Yeah,
was kind of just an
I
added bonus.
I would say profession was the like last like it was I was not considering that at all. It was literally a play for advanced class mutations. And so like to the extent you can get a profession that lines up in there, those are extra just little bits that could help add value. So you're not gonna you're gonna pay out of your nose to get a thief or an archer with mining. But you could be scouring and this is where um I think DFK Adventures app helps. And Babypunch, let me know if you were able to set up alerts like this. But like, can you set alerts for recessives on that?
Yes, you can set an alert for a DR1 matching. So you can't specify, but you can set up an alert for any hero that has a D or R1. Actually, you might be able to specify. I can't remember. Actually, let me just go to it real quick. Let's just say create a new alert here.
So while
So
he's looking at that, one thing was just like in this strategy we did, like there's little tiny things you can do to add to your margins of success. So finding a recessive R1 uh, primary class that aligns with the dominant class, that automatically increases your chance of hitting the advanced class by a few percentage points. If you can get both heroes like that, you're sitting at 22% chance for advanced class rather than a 14%. That's huge. Things like having a recessive, maybe you can't get archer thief dominant miners, but you could get an archer thief recessive one miner. And that's just like every little, as long as you're not paying extra for that, like just scour like the 5-6 on the floor and she's like, oh boom, this archer has a recessive mining, that's the one I want, because you might end up with a dark knight with mining. And just little
mhm.
tiny things like that, as long as you're not I wouldn't go out and search and pay for that, but to the extent it's the same price as other floor costs or maybe 1 or 2 Joule, those are ways to add EV without without paying a lot for it.
Exactly. So yes, on this website, so you can set dominant, recessive, one matching. You can either choose main class, you can choose profession, you can choose subclass. Right now, don't really pay attention to the subclass. It doesn't play a whole lot of importance right now. Main class is optimal, and then go profession after that. But really, if you can shoot for the main class, that's like a steal. So yes, and I saw someone in there asking about the website. Is it a paid sub? You do have to subscribe. Just go check it out. I don't actually know the price, but this is a paid website. I think it's relatively cheap, guys. And honestly, say it costs you $10 a month. Could this make you more than $10 in a month? Almost 100%.
You just have to be a paid supporter of their podcast on Anchor, and it's I think $5 a month. So
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's easy.
less than
Quick
a
decision.
Joule, and like honestly, like give it a try for a month. If you don't like it, then
yeah,
you lost a Joule. But
so
you have the
link.
advantage, right? Like scouring the Tavern all day is like not feasible. For me, it's not feasible.
Mm-hmm.
So like tools like this are really vital.
So I wanted to go back to Mike had a question.
Yeah, he
pull
had a
up that
couple.
pinned question?
Yeah, he had a couple good questions here. So I'll go back to his first one. We talked about this last week, but he also had a question about sending a mythic archer. Where is his question here? Here's his first one.
Okay. Yeah, how many heroes are you sending to Perilous Journey? Are you going to use all the summons first? So I am under a little bit different game plan than Samichpunch is. And maybe that's kind of changing for him. But right now, I don't know how many heroes I plan on sending. I know they did they talk about some of the rewards, or like what the benefit of sending heroes was going to be? You're muted, by the way.
No, most of the details I don't like. We just know like you'll get Gen 0 raffles. You can be eligible for. I think if you survive, you get crystal. We don't know how much. If you die, you get jewel.
Okay.
Don't know how much. Like all the numbers are unknown. I think we're getting all that.
Okay.
I think they said tomorrow.
So, oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, Hubert. He's got his.
Yeah, because they're not doing
Q&A.
patch. They're not doing patch, and they're gonna do Hubert's Q&A.
So it'll depend, but I think the rewards have to be pretty good for me to justify sending heroes across. The raffle tickets are nice, but if you're not recouping the cost in crystal or jewel, you're essentially paying for those raffle tickets. They're not coming free because you can sell at a higher price than the rewards might be. So we don't really know what they're going to be. Hopefully they're decent rewards. And maybe if that's the case, then yes, I will send a lot of heroes. But I don't know. I've got to see. Right now, my intuition is telling me I'm not going to be sending a ton. I'll probably send a couple. Oh, here's one other factor I wanted to bring up. So we've got all these low 4 out of 4, 5 out of 5, 6 out of 6. If you send those, they said those heroes will be able to participate in a LAN tournament or something. In order to participate in that and actually have a chance of winning, you've got to send good heroes. You can't send a floor with common that's not leveled up. You've got to be sending strong heroes. So that's just risky. We don't know what the survival rate is, but if you've got a good hero and you've been questing with them for a long time, there's a lot of risk to it. So we'll have to see. Hopefully Hubert comes out and gives us some specifics, and then we can make a better assumption and judgment call on that. But there's going to be a lot of risk involved in doing it.
All right, I'm going to answer a few more questions. You want to pull up your I think your Gen 0
I don't know what's working.
I'm
going to try here. No, I don't know if it's...
Here,
so,
yeah. So while if that's not working for you, I'll pull mine up. But JD, is there an invite code you guys have for the website? I don't have an invite code. I'm sorry. Raf and Nine Dwarf are the creators of that. Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms. Go check out their podcast sometime. Otherwise, it's I think you just have to subscribe to their Anchor or be a supporter of their Anchor FM podcast, and I think that's $5. Let's see. Worm mentions, yeah, some of their features like hero data. Yeah, the hero data. So if you want to pull up just like recessives, advanced passive abilities, whatnot, that's free. It's just the alerts that you have to pay for. John H asks if you can get the alerts by text. I do not know. How about this one? Babypunch, do you plan to send any elite hero classes like Sage or Dragoon to the Perilous Journey, or just weak basic common hero? I think for the reason Babypunch just specified, if there's going to be land that is only accessible to survivors, and if the land is structured in the same way as it is here in Serendable to be like some sort of tournament, then I mean, if you get one of those guys through to survive, I feel like that's got to be like a huge advantage. So I have an uncommon Dragoon. I honestly will probably send it.
Whew.
Honestly, I'm super excited about it. So like, I mean, the whole reason I started looking into this, like this summoning chart that we did, was because I wanted to have a bunch of heroes to send, and I wanted to recover as much cost as I could by selling the higher rarity heroes, so that it didn't feel so bad sending a bunch of like floor like heroes that I could have sold for, that I'm giving up like 40 or 50 jewel sending. Whereas like when I recovered most of my costs via selling the higher rarity heroes, I make these essentially I called them Gen 0 raffle tickets a lot cheaper.
Hey, okay.
All right. You want me to go to mine?
Yes, but while you do that, I think I might have to completely close out of my Chrome. So I'm gonna dip out for a second. I'll log back in, join you, but I think I have to do that in order to get it to work. So BRB.
Their Discord invite link isn't working on their website. Affects. I'll let them know. I'll send them a message. One last question here. I mean, feel free to ask as many as you want, but before I summon, one other question: do you think it's a good time for summoning, or would I wait for some airdrop event, and that possibly could come in a couple days? I mean, who knows? That if you're waiting for some sort of airdrop, that's a very valid concern. Now is a great time to be at least buying some jewel, I think. But like, I mean, guys, not financial advice. Who knows? Like, Bitcoin could just crap the bed tomorrow, and we see $3 jewel. I have no idea. But comparatively speaking, jewel is at a great price right now. Okay, let me hit up these summons real quick. All right, so anybody who's watched the stream before know I love these two. Archer, Thief, DR1 aligned. They have a 22% chance to hit a Dark Knight. So those are really high odds. Unfortunately, neither are level 5, so I can't do the boosted tier summoning yet. But let's see what we get here. John H. I picked up 2 common level 4 knights, and they were just about ready to be leveled up to level 5 for 48 jewel each. I bought them to send out on the Perilous Journey. Send them questing, and one got a gray egg. That's huge, man. Congrats. That's like instant 100% ROI on your hero practically. Honestly, it's hard to like speculate on what I will and won't send on the Perilous Journey because we just don't know the numbers yet, right? Like we need to know survival rates. I think they said a common basic would have like a 35% chance of survival. So, I mean, those are not great odds. So then it will depend on what the rewards are. And all of those details I think are coming tomorrow. So super excited about that. All right, people, lend me your energy here. Let's see what we can get. Oh, it's going to be an Archer Gardener, isn't it? Uncommon Archer Mining. Hey, this is actually big. This is a big win. Archer miners are great because they have a chance to pull up, you know, a Dark Knight, and if you can hit a Dark Knight with mining, that's really big. I don't know if this heroes will already pull up on the API, but let's see. So this is 134.851. Yeah, sweet, it's up. Archer, guys, this is big. Look at this. So he's a dominant archer and a recessive archer. So like, I'm actually like super stoked about this. And he has mining. So this is like amazing Dark Knight material here. So if I had a thief miner, even just a thief miner, 10 out of 10, like I'm summoning this thing down to 0. So wow, that's awesome. I'm actually really excited about that. Yeah, sweet. Let's see, Babypunch is back in. Dude, you just missed it. So I pulled a archer miner, an uncommon archer miner, but it's DR1. So it's a DR1 archer miner. Yeah.
That's huge.
All right. Here's my wizard. So this wizard is a miner and has endurance. What I've generally just been aiming for is I just try to find a floor price Gen 0 warrior or knight that has, or just that doesn't have mining. So like, let me tell you why. So let's go warriors and knights, floor, rental. The floor is 14, 15, 18, 20 rental price. Watch what happens when I go to mining. The floor price is 69 freaking jewel to rent. Like that is crazy. I am never doing that. So I will just go for like the odds of trying to get a wizard, or sorry, to get the mining gene pulled off of my wizard, but to pull the warrior or knight gene from the rental. And I think my wizard actually has recessive R1 warrior. So it's actually like decent odds if I can find the right one. Are your heroes pulling up?
No, they're not.
All right.
Maybe someone in the chat knows. When you get the error that says whitelist DFK API, I've switched RPCs. I cannot get this thing.
Yeah, it's weird. We've never, like, that has never popped up for you before, has it?
No, I mean, I've had it before, and then I usually refresh, and it's good to go.
All right, I found my match. So guys, I'm gonna do this one right here. And the reason why, so I just popped it into DFK Adventures, 660. The reason why is because it has a dominant warrior, but it also has a recessive knight. So like for this pair, I'm not shooting for mutation. All I'm trying to get is like a 10 out of 10 warrior or knight with mining. And right here it has, like, I don't care whether it's warrior or knight. So this is like one little thing where I like try to extract a little EV from my summons with this specific pair. So let's see if we can make this work. 75 jewel. So I think even at like, let's just say we get the worst possible thing, like I don't know what that would be. Wizard Fisher, who knows? I should be able to sell it for at least 75 jewel. Like quickly, I think that would be a really fast sell.
Yeah.
Jay asks, are you trying to add an enhancement stone? So no, I don't even think I have any enhancement stones. So, hey, did you see George? He says try loading on the main site and then switch to beta.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Also, a lot of users have web companion software that auto update in their PC and prevents the URL to load.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you guys got an Eli 5 here.
Yeah, what is a web companion? You gotta talk to me like I'm 5. I'm gonna play the Michael Scott.
All right. right, a bald wizard. Hey, didn't I just say a wizard fisher? That's funny. All right, so I mean, remember now, the cool thing is since the patch last week, and this is also what spurred our like summoning spree, as I love that you can just immediately turn around and sell. So this guy has a 24-hour summoning sickness. He can't summon for 24 hours, but I can still go and sell him. So like, let's just like take a quick look. This is what I would do. Like, I mean, I'm going to keep him now because I want to keep shooting for testing out our summoning here. But let's go 10 out of 10 summons, a wizard floor. Oh gosh, I'm selling heroes. Jeez. 10 out of 10 wizard. Let's just also see what like a priest is running for. 83, 84, that's the floor price. 87 for an uncommon. Those are priests or wizards any higher. Same thing. 84. The lowest uncommon is 91. I'm going to assume these are all like fishers. Fishing. Foraging surprises me. I think wizards are actually decent foragers, but anyways, so I mean, I could probably like sell it for, I mean, if I wanted to get rid of it right now, sell it for 80, 82, and sell it immediately and recover all my costs. Anyways, let's see, do we have any more questions? All right, you're getting a bunch of advice here. You seeing all these comments?
I know, yeah, someone messaged me as well.
Two noobs. There's no other Gen Zero sell in Crystalville anymore. I don't know if that's kind of the vibe I got. Like, didn't it kind of sounded there like on this last AMA, you know, Dreamer and Fox were talking about it, and they were saying that they want to try and find ways to like give to the community and people who are like participating in the game. And yeah, I don't know why that just pooped out there. And one of the ways there was like, we're not like, one of the ways that we can do that is like not just have a sell where people with big wallets can just come immediately buy as many as they can and flip them around. So it wasn't clear to me if there would never be a sell, but it kind of sounded like they would find other ways to give these Gen Zeros away, like Perilous Journey and other types of things that reward in-game actions. Could even be, we've already had several through the last 6 weeks. Koof King, turn everything off, unplug, plug back in. That is secure for everything. that is like truer words of never.
You guys are awesome. I've got a bunch of private messages in Discord with some tips. So I'm gonna try these. The thing is, it's working on my phone. I can summon from my phone, but that won't be exciting.
All right, guys, this was a lot of fun. We'll have to catch Babypunch's summons another time.
We'll do it another time. But if you're feeling risky, try the strategy. So far it's working out for us. Like I say, we don't really have a good test sample yet, but we're going to try it a couple more times, see if we can get a better variety. I know I got super lucky with mine. Samichpunch got, I would say, expected luck with his. So we'll kind of see how it all pans out. We'll hopefully have a better sample size and can give you more than just a couple pairings data to go off.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep testing it out too. Some are definitely gonna be losers. You can't have luck like that every time. You're gonna have summons where you summon 5 basic commons, and it's not a total loss because you're gonna have like salvage value, but you will lose money.
There's a good chance you will lose money.
Saturday, guys, stay tuned. We're gonna be having Ogre Abroad on, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. For anybody who doesn't know who that is, he is actually one of the multi-sig wallets. He is one of the earliest players in the game. He's also one of the biggest whales in the game. So it'll be fun to have him on, hear about his experience, his background, how he got into DeFi Kingdoms. And I will just say, having spoken with him since the earliest days, I'm really grateful to have whales like him. You know,
Yeah.
you could have some really like malicious whales, and that's definitely not ogres. So super stoked to have him on. Hope you guys can join us on Saturday, and we'll see you guys then.
Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate everyone coming out. Be sure to like the stream, follow us on Twitter, get our notifications when we go live, and we often send out just useful info, some tips. You know, Samichpunch always does his Medium articles, so follow his guides. But appreciate everyone coming out. Sorry I was let down on my summons. We'll catch him next time.